Dear church family, it's exciting that we are close to reopening, and I want to walk you through our timeline and what's happening now. What I'm going to say, we've put in an email, it's going to be on the website, but perhaps hearing it might help you to understand it a little bit better. On June 7th, we're going to have our first public gathering since these past 8 or 9 weeks. And that's really our training day. That's our day that we're going to be working out some of the glitches, making sure that we're staffed in the right way and that we can move people in and out. That's open for leaders, greeters, staff, deacons, but really anyone who wants to come. We don't want to keep anyone from coming, but if you do come, know that that's going to be a little bit rough as we figure out what we're doing in the new normal, or at least in the COVID-19 world of doing worship. Now, we do know this, that we're limited to 50 people in the worship center, and once 50 people is reached, the overflow, those after that, we will invite to go to the chapel for worship services in the chapel. Now, that's on June 7th. We're starting. June 14th and following, or June 14th is our official reopening day, and this is the way that it will be on those Sundays. Worship will be in the worship center, in the chapel, both at 9:30 and 11. Of course, in the chapel, that will be by video, live streaming from what's happening in the worship center. Now, at 9:30 in the worship center, we are designating that as a masks required service. We want to protect one service for those that are most comfortable and or vulnerable to the coronavirus. And the 9:30 service will be a mask required service in the worship center, in our large room. Meanwhile, in the chapel, at the same time that will be on the screen, that is not a mask required, that's a mask optional at 9:30. 11 o'clock in both venues, it's masks optional. So on our Sundays, 9:30 in the worship service, masks are required. 11 o'clock in the worship service, masks are optional. In the chapel, 9:30 and 11, masks are optional. Now, just a word about what's happening in the chapel. You should know that our youth ministry, our children's ministry are hosting parents, kids, and youth in that venue if they're more comfortable there. Feel free to bring your child with you into the worship center, but the chapel may be a better fit for the families. Now, back to June 7th. That's our training day. That's when we're working out some of the glitches. There will not be a 9:30 service in the chapel on that day. There will be at 11, and of course, Sundays after that, there'll be 9:30 and 11 in both places. Masks are required only at the 9:30 service in the worship center. Let me go over a couple other things that you should know. Here's what we're doing to try to promote and to enhance our safety and security and social distancing. Speaking of which, all of the rows have been altered. We've taken out basically every other row. You can sit with your family on the same row, but if they're not family members, if they don't live in your house, you'll want to distance yourself on the rows. All of the rows are distanced 6 or 7 feet apart for that. There will be sanitizer stations available. We invite you to use those as you come in, to use those as you leave. We're going to be encouraging multiple entrances and exits. Now, we don't have a lot of those in the church. There's really only 3 that are practical. But we want to try to use the side door exit as well as the far door exit and entrance so that we're not all congregated in the same space together. We will have masks available for those that need one for the 9:30 service, for those that just want one to wear while they're here. We're hoping we'll have those out. Childcare and nursery are not offered at this time. Now, we hope that we can move quickly to phase 3, and that we'll be able to add Sunday school, we'll be able to add Bible study, we'll be able to add children's worship. But at this time, we're just focusing on the worship. You should know that between services, there'll be a cleaning of our hard surfaces, and of course, after the services, there will be a deep cleaning once a week before the next Sunday. Offering baskets are going to be in place. We invite you to walk by and drop off your offering. There won't be any passing of baskets. And that same will hold true later in the month when we partake of the Lord's Supper. Again, just to reiterate, we are only limited to 50 people in the worship center. After 50, the chapel venue will accommodate up to another 50. In the worship center at 9:30, that's a mask required service. All the other services are masked optional. June 7th is when we are opening. It's going to be kind of a training day. You're welcome to come. We invite you to come if you want to be here. But otherwise, our services will be online, and they will continue to be online from henceforth every Sunday. And we invite you to, if you miss a service, to check in with what's happening there. If you have any questions, please email the church or myself. You can call. Thank you for being patient with us. I was joking earlier that when I went to seminary to learn how to be a pastor and a minister, it never covered what to do in a pandemic. So we are working and praying and planning the best that we can, and we invite and encourage you to pray for us. And we look forward to coming together real soon so that we can encourage each other all the more. God bless you, and we will see you soon.